Good morning and happy Wednesday. It's Card Challenge Wednesday and I have another Christmas in July card tutorial for you today. In today's video, I am going to show you how to create an ink blending brush background for a night sky background. It's going to be really beautiful. Let's see, like I said, today is Wednesday, Card Challenge Day. My name's Kristina Reese. This is Creating with Kristina. I come live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on my Facebook page at 9:30 a.m. Texas time, Central, for those of you who don't live here. Anyways. Okay, so wow. Last week's our challenge was a card sketch number 14 in my card sketch ebook. And we had 14 of you enter and they were all amazing. So I put 14 numbers on our wheel and let's go ahead and spin and find out who last week's winner was. Whee! All right, here we go. And spin. Oh, number one just made it. Okay, so let's see who number one was. Da-da-da-dum. Card challenge number one is Christy. And I never know how to say your last name. I want to say Reeb, but it could be anything. Anyways, Christy, congratulations. I'll be sending you a prize in the mail this week for entering. And thanks to everyone who's entering. I'm so excited. Keep entering. That wheel is random, so anybody can win. And we've had people win over and over again, but that's okay. We love it. Hey, good morning, everyone. Love to see you guys here. Awesome. Okay. This week's theme is going to be trees. Okay, so you're going to make a card with trees. Now, this is a Christmas in July card, so I'm going to make a winter Christmas card with these trees. This is the Inspired Thoughts bundle here, and we have some beautiful, this is a great stamp set if you need some sentiments. We have the Christmas sentiment right here, wishing you all the beautiful gifts of Christmas, and then also peace, joy, love. So we'll be using those sentiments, Christmas sentiments. And then this is the die that comes with the bundle. And it's a set of trees, okay? And then it has leaves, but we're not going to use the leaves. We're just going to have bare trees because this is going to be a winter scene. And this is a snowbank, or it could be a grass bank, but we're going to make a snowbank. And it also has this itty bitty circle right here. Okay, this is the moon or the sun, whichever. It's going to be a moon in our case. All right. Now, so let's go ahead and get started. You ready? Here we go. Let me get all this out of my way. And the very first step in today's card is we are going to create a mask for our base. Okay, and I have this magic masking. Have you all seen this? This is basically a very, they call it a delicate tack adhesive. It's like Post-it note tacky. It's very light, but it's a whole sheet of it. So you can cut it out to whatever size and it's perfect for masking. And that's what we're going to do today. And of course, if you're ever wondering where I get my stuff, where did my mini, there it is. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, we'll just do it on this one. Look at me going all over my craft room here. Okay, this is my cut and emboss machine here. Back to what I was saying. All right, so people are always saying, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? I now have a page on my blog, and it's called Must Have Tools, crafting tools, that if it's not in the Stampin' Up! Shop, then I usually go to Amazon or wherever I can find it. And so I created a page with links to where I get all this stuff. So if you need some magic masking, go to my blog and under Must Have Tools, you will see an Amazon link. Now, I do have to tell you, it is an affiliate link, so I will make a little bit of money if you do purchase from me, just an itty bitty bit, like a 1% of a percent. It's not very much, but it does help me pay for my blog and my newsletter. Those things cost money. All right, so here we go. We have our itty bitty moon here with the mask, with the adhesive backing here. I'm going to need tweezers to get this thing off. All right, we're just going to peel this backing off. And like I said, this is like less sticky than washi tape, but it's just sticky enough to create a mask. So what a mask is, for those of you who don't know, it's a way to cover up an area that you don't want to get any ink back there. All right, and we're going to be using our blending brushes today with some colors. We've got Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, and let me get that off of there. Misty Moon and Rich Razzleberry. Okay, and let me put my blog up there. All right, now we're going to start with the very, very light, and we're going to go around the moon with a super light Balmy Blue. And I need to make sure my brush is as clean as I can get. Now, another thing I have is this microfiber cloth, and that is really good for cleaning off your brushes too. Okay, you can see where I still have some blue there. All right, now very lightly, and I always brush off first onto some scrap paper here so that it's not real harsh. And with a very light touch, I'm hardly even touching my brush, pushing it down. Okay, and I'm just very lightly going around the moon. Now you can't see it very well on, well, you can kind of see it pretty good on there. But I just want a very light blue around my moon. Okay, now that I've got that, now I want to go darker. Okay, so we're going to put this ink away, and we're going to get out our Misty Moonlight, and we're going to go around the Balmy Blue with the Misty Moonlight. Okay, and very lightly. Okay. Now also down here where I'm holding onto my card, that's going to be covered with a snowbank, so I'm okay for holding that there. But be careful that you don't get ink on your fingers and then press somewhere else, or you'll, you know, sometimes it's good to like have another paper holding it. But for this case, I'm okay because I know that that is going to have a snowbank covering it. So now I am pressing a little harder this time. Okay. And I am coming up here in the corner. All right. Okay. And now I'm going to come in with my Rich Raspberry. I'm going to keep my Misty Moonlight open because I'm going to go, I'll probably go back and forth with the two colors until I get it. And how you do this is every time you go over with the ink, every time you go over it again and again, it just gets darker and darker. So that's why we want to start with a very light, and this still has Rich Razzleberry from where I was working with it earlier, and that's a nice light Rich Razzleberry. All right, and put some more ink on there, and just very lightly get that Rich Razzleberry in there. Okay. Now that looks kind of pink, but that's okay because like I said, I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to go over it with the Misty Moonlight, and it's going to make a purpley blue. It's really pretty. Okay. There we go. Now we're getting it. Now we're looking like a dark night sky. Woo, this does take a while, you guys. Just keep going over it, over and over and over, until you get it as dark as you want it. Okay. Ooh, I'm liking it. I'm thinking that's pretty. Okay, there we go. Now for the magic. That's why she calls it. Gina K sells this. I'm not sure if you're familiar with who she is, but she sells she sells her own products, and it's called Gina K Magic Masking. Let me show you what it looks like. So Gina K Magic Masking, and anyways, it's just watch this. Watch the magic. Isn't that the prettiest moon? I just love it. All right. So that is our background. We created a mask with a small circle for the moon with the masking magic, and then we ink blended Balmy Blue, then Misty Moonlight, then Rich Raspberry. Oh, and by the way, this is a 4 by 5 1/4 layer. Okay, just traditional size layer for my card. Now what we want to do is create some trees here. So let's move this out of the way and pull in my die. And do you see how intricate those branches are? this would be a nightmare to try to glue down, okay? That is just, those are so tiny. You'd be getting glue everywhere, all right? So this is something I sell in my shop. These are adhesive back sheets. And what this is, it just puts a nice thin sheet of adhesive. And so when we cut our trees out, we can just peel. It's like making a big sticker. That's what it's like. It's like making a big sticker. So this is just a 1/4 sheet of white cardstock here. And I'm going to put this adhesive sticky sheet on here. All right, I'm just gonna, and I've cut it at 4 by 5 1/4 so that it doesn't go over the edges. Okay, and then there's 3 sections. So I don't get a bubble. I just pull one section off at a time and I just smooth it down, okay? And then the last section. All right. Come on. Whew, I need my tweezers. This is another tool everyone needs. You've got to have a pair of good tweezers. Okay, there we go. No bubbles. It's nice and smooth. Now, I know you can't really see that. Well, you can if I pull it up at an angle. This is a sticker, okay? So now I'm going to flip it over. So this side does not have the adhesive. This is the side that I want showing on my card right here. And I'm going to put my trees on there. All right. So let me run this through the cut and emboss machine. Da-da-da-da. Come on, get on there. There we go. And I'm going to go through it twice because of the intricate branches. I want to make sure that cuts all the way through. Okay, there we go. Come on. And now, lift this up and get all this off of here. Okay, all right. Get this out of here. This is not so fun, but I mean, this part's easy. All right, so I've picked it up with the tweezers, and as I pull it, it comes up off of here, but I mean, I don't care how careful you are, you're still going to have little pieces that want to, they're cut, they just want to stay in their little spots. Some people use adhesive, like a tacky tape to get it off of there, but I find just poking it out, it works. It just takes a while. So be patient while I get all this through here. So let me remind you, while I'm doing this, all right, or actually, I can be looking at some comments. Greg says, at this point, I'd have the ink all over me. Yeah, ink brushing, blending brushing can be messy, but just be careful. Oh, another thing you can do is always have a wet wipe with you. That helps. If you get ink on your fingertips, you can wipe it off. So that's another helpful tip when using ink blending brushes. Okay, almost done here. A couple more pieces. Of course, after you do this, then you have to have I'm not going to do it with you guys now, but I have to get all those pieces out of there too, but I can do that later. All right, now that I have this done, okay. Ooh, I don't want to lose that little circle. All right. Like I said, I have a sticker here. So come here and here. So I am going to, oh, no. Woo, shoo. Read my instructions. I need to cut the trees in half. Because what I'm going to do, where are my scissors? There they are. What I'm going to do is I want 3 of the trees over here and 1 of the trees over here so that I can put my sentiment here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut right here on the edge, okay? And then I'm just going to cut straight up. Okay, so that part of the trees are going right there, all right? Then this part is going to come over here, okay? And I am going to cut this off too, so I'm just going to and cut that. There we go. And the moon, actually I'm going to cut it some more. The moon is going to peek out. There we go. Oops, now I got little pieces everywhere. All right. All right, so that's going to go there, and now this one is going to go over here, and the moon is just going to peek out. Is that cool? Is that just so pretty? I love this. All right, now I'm going to peel the sticky side off. Yeah, don't do it when it's sticky, or you will get sticky all over your scissors, and you don't want to do that. Come on. trying to get this sticky off of here. Like I said, you need a really good, sharp, precision tweezers. And then that just peels right off. And now we have this sticker. Isn't that awesome? Creating your own stickers. All right. And we're just going to line that up on the edge. Ta-da. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. Now, to do the side. Suzanne says, love it. Wow. Yeah, and it's just, and people always ask me, how do you come up with these ideas? Well, I will tell you. The first thing is the moon. When I took a watercoloring class years ago, like I said, I used to be an art teacher, watercoloring class, I learned how to make a moon with watercolor, okay? And so I knew the idea. Oop, that tree is kind of crooked. Oh, well. It's just going to have to be crooked because he's stuck on there. So I knew how to make the moon. And that's kind of what since they had a moon in this set, that's where this all started. And then it's Christmas in July, so I was thinking, okay, how can I make a Christmas card? And I'm thinking snow and all that stuff. And it just built from itself. But it started with a moon. I knew how to mask a moon with watercolor. I tried it with ink blending and it worked. All right, now that we have our trees on here, let me read my instructions, okay? I'm gonna cut the snowbank out. All right, so here is the die for the snowbank, and I'm just gonna take another sheet of white paper here. I'm just gonna put that right there across and cut out a snowbank. All right, and go. Come on. Come on. All right. So I actually have two snowbanks. I'll use this one later. So here we go. Here's my snowbank. And I'm not sure. Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. That's great. Now let's put it on with dimensionals though. Okay. Make sure that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Adhere my trees, cut the snowbank out. Adhere with dimensionals, yes. So let me get my dimensionals out. And 3 should do me. That'll hold it on there nice. Oh, well, thank you, Marty. Marty said that she always learns something new. And that is what I live for, Marty, is teaching you all how to create beautiful cards. Be careful when you put your dimensionals on there, not to go over the edge. Oh well, I'm gonna get out my bad scissors here and just cut that off. And when I mean bad scissors, I mean these things have adhesive on them. So they're my adhesive stickers. Scissors, I'm sorry. All right, so there's my card. Oh gosh. All right, now what are we gonna do? We are going to tie a bow around the card. I want you all to see this. So we have the sheer in color ribbons, but we also have this beautiful, gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. Oh, I love it. All right, so I'm just gonna pull off some of that. Put that on there. Okay. Make sure I have enough to tie a bow. There we go. And just pull this. I don't like cutting my ribbon off my spool. You can save, you save just a little bit, but it adds up after a while if you're making hundreds and hundreds of cards. Okay, woo. Okay, now, and you all have seen my trick with my clamping tweezers. And these are on my must-have tools blog page also. A link to get these tweezers, these self-clamping tweezers to hold while you're trying to make a bow. Because it can be very difficult trying to make a bow. Especially with this very slippery ribbon. I love it. All right, once you get it pretty much tied, then you can pull the tweezers out. And remember, always hold the loop when you pull the tail through or your loop will twist, and you don't want your loop to twist. And I want this to be a pretty darn small ribbon bow, so I'm gonna pull those loops really small, tighten it up. Oops, there we go. And then sometimes you need like something to hold the bow to even make it smaller. There we go. There we go. Yeah, a nice tiny bow. There we go. And trim it. All right, I like it. And if you want your tails to come down, very simply just hold the tails, pull up the the loops. It's all one thing as a bow. There we go. And that holds the tails down. Okay, now it's where I want it. Almost done. Now, this part I already did because it's taking forever to make this card this morning, but you're going to take your sentiment, okay, and I just stamped it on some of the balmy blue paper, but this bundle doesn't have any tags, so I bought myself the Tasteful Label dies. These are great for when you have, because this stamp set has awesome sentiments, but it doesn't have any dies to cut out shapes. So this is great. It fits on a lot of these, okay? All right, and we're just gonna put that right there. We need some more dimensionals. Okay, also I'm gonna pull my bow down so that my label will go over the snow right there. Also, move my bow over because I wanna cover that tree a little bit. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Almost done. One last thing. You can put this on a white base, but I've decided to put it on a gorgeous grape base. You know, because you got to bring a little of that purple out. There we go. And, of course, more dimensionals. Do you all save your adhesive backed borders? Yes, you want to do that. Okay, now this one is a long one from a paper pumpkin kit. So I think what I'll do is just use the two ends. Let's see, one, yeah. Like that, and like that. There we go. Oops. And on the other side. Waste not, want not, as Benjamin Franklin says. You know, I never knew what that meant as a kid until I realized, want not. And it's like, oh, you don't have any need for whatever because you saved and you have it. So you don't want it. You have it. That's silly. I am totally rambling on now. You know what? I made a jagged edge here. Let's clean that up. Our snips are so sharp. They're like razor blade sharp. So I'm just kind of running this down the edge there, and it just kind of cleaned that up. Cool. Do you all like this Christmas card? Yay! I think it turned out kind of pretty. All right, so for a recap, we masked off the moon. We used the ink blending brush with the balmy blue and the misty moonlight and the rich razzleberry. Then we put some adhesive backing and cut out the trees, and then cut the trees in half so that I could have trees on both sides. Tied a bow around, put some snow down at the bottom, put a tag on there, and put it on a card base, and we are done. Don't forget, so you need to enter this week's card challenge, all right? On my Facebook page, Creating with Kristina, there is a post at the top. And right now, it's last week's post still, but in just a little bit, when I get this one put up there, you'll have a place, and you just enter, you just hit the make a comment, upload your picture to the comment, and submit it. And that's all there is to it. So just create a card with trees. The challenge is trees. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas card, even though we're doing Christmas in July. It's just a card with trees. Okay, that's the only requirement. It has to have trees. Okay, I love you guys. I have so much fun with you every time I come on here, and I just love sharing these card tutorials with you. I will be back on Friday with Fun Fold Friday. All right, y'all take care. Bye-bye.